We were told the game was over before we'd even started. We were told our bodies weren't made for it. It wasn't our time to play. We played anyway. And together we played like there was no tomorrow. And they told us that was fine. You can play. You're good enough. And thought that was good enough for us. It wasn't. We are relentless. The game isn't over until we say it's over. Until we get everything we've given everything for. Until we level the playing field.
Lidl, proud supporters of ladies Gaelic football.
You still haven't gone full Lidl. Go on, make big savings like this lot.
Pea nuggets.
Excuse me?
I don't like them pea nuggets.
Once again?
Pea nuggets. They're vegan.
Nugget?
Yeah.
I like prawns, but I heard you cook them.
Oh, there's loads of ways.
Can I microwave them?
No.
Join in and go full Lidl this year.
Did you get milk?
Shop without compromise and pay less.
Hello, good afternoon and welcome to Tuam Stadium. We're at the home of Galway football this afternoon, the setting for the second round of the Lidl Ladies National Football League as the tribeswomen face Dublin. Both teams going into this second round after getting off to winning starts last weekend. Galway beat Donegal here last Saturday with 5 points to spare, while Dublin overcame All-Ireland champions Meath at home by 111 to 8 points. So both teams arriving here in Tuam this afternoon, sitting comfortably after a very impressive first weekend. Let's take a quick check on the teams then before we get stuck into the main event. And the Galway joint managers, Magnus Brannock and Fiona Wynne, well, they've made a couple of late changes to the team that beat Donegal here last Saturday. Number 30, Nicola Ward from Kilkerran Clonburn, the all-conquering club champions. She starts in midfield in place of Caoimhe Cleary, while up front, number 19, Megan Glynn from the Clare Galway club, who came on at half-time last weekend. She will replace Aoife O'Rourke at top of the right. Galway captained by fullback Sarah Lynch from Navanna Lettermore. And keep an eye out for number 11, Kate Slevin from Clare Galway. Made a big impression here against Donegal last weekend. Hit 6 points and really put on quite an exhibition of scoring. Looking then at the Dublin lineup and their manager, Mick Bohan, well, he's made 3 changes to the team that was too good for Meath in round 1. Abby Shields comes in to start in goal with Emerny Aoife dropping out. Roisin Baker from the Nafina club gets a start, a run out at right corner back, while Caoimhe O'Connor is also promoted to the starting 15, wearing number 13. Number 6, Danielle Lawless from St. Sylvester's. She's one of many All-Ireland winners in this Dublin team. She's the anchor at the heart of the Dubs defence. Leah Caffrey, the experienced Leah Caffrey to her right, and the inexperienced Emma Deely to her left. Emma Deely, wearing 19, starts in the Dublin backline. That's just the one change from the team announced in the programme. Martha Byrne is the player who drops out. Up front, well, it's the usual suspects to keep an eye out for. Carla Rowe, the captain, hit 1-2 against the Royals in round 1. And Hannah Tyrrell, who needs very little introduction, the 2021 All-Star, plays at number 14. That is the Dublin team. That one change to the programme. Emma Deely in for Martha Byrne. Well, as you can see, it's quite an overcast afternoon here in Tuam, quite a blustery one as well. Our referee is Gary Owen McMahon from the Davids Club in South Mayo. Had a fairly short spin across country here to get to Tuam Stadium, and I'm delighted to say Lucy Hannon, the former Galway footballer, is alongside me for the afternoon. Lucy, we better talk about the conditions first, because as you can hear on our microphones, that strong breeze is getting stronger, and it's of course going to have a big impact on the game.
Yeah, there's a good breeze blowing across here in Tuam Stadium today. Looks like the underfooting seems to be okay, but the breeze probably will have an effect. It seems to be blowing across the pitch towards the Tuam town and into the scoring goal slightly. So whoever's scoring into that goal in the first half might have look for the advantage in that.
Galway, of course, made a very impressive start to the league last weekend. When you look at the starting 15 that Fiona Wynne and Magnus Brannock put out today, what strikes you about it? Who are the players that you're really looking forward to seeing in action again?
Well, look, it's great to see a couple of the younger girls coming through there. As you've already spoken about, Kate Slevin had an unbelievable start to the league last week with 6 points. She's an outstanding footballer, so she's so much more to give. But then when you see the likes of Nicola Ward and Megan Glynn coming back into making starts this year, like, they're huge players to bring in from the bench. Nicola's back after, of course, an outstanding spell with her club, Clonbyrne. And look, it'll be great for them to get back in, and great for the team as well overall.
Just taking a look then at the Dublin lineup. Mick Bowen has used the first couple of league games to take a look at some new players, but there are also some very recognisable names and some household names that we'll talk about in just a moment. First, we'll pause though for the national anthem. So the scene set at Tuam Stadium for the second round of the Lidl Ladies National Football League. Just briefly, Lucy, to jump back to those Dublin players I mentioned, around the middle in particular, Leah Caffrey, Danielle Lawless, Jennifer Dunn, Carla Rowe, and then Hannah Turl at full forward. So much experience, so many All-Ireland medals. They've been there, they've done that. This will be a great test for Galway today to see where they're at, how they measure up, and of course also a chance to see if Dublin can build on that win over Meath the last weekend. Yeah,
absolutely. Like, you've those typical household names there who are the leaders probably for Dublin for the last couple of years, but then you've also seen the younger girls coming through, so it'll probably be Dublin be looking for that good mix of balance between youth and experience to see what will happen here today. But no doubt Galway won't let it happen too simple either.
So two teams with big ambitions for 2023 go head to head here at the home of Galway football. Dublin, of course, winning those 4 All-Irelands in a row. Played in 8 All-Ireland finals between 2014 and 2021. One of the all-time great ladies Gaelic football teams. But Mick Bowen now just trying to rebuild, trying to rejuvenate this Dublin squad after watching Meath win back-to-back All-Irelands. And, of course, Galway, where they're looking to make an All-Ireland final breakthrough as well. Haven't played in an All-Ireland since 2019. Lost to Dublin, in fact. So plenty of history, plenty of rivalry, and away we go here in Tuam. And it is Galway on the attack right from the throw-in with Nicola Ward, who makes some ground. Now Roisin Leonard got right underneath that. Ends up being a Gary Owen towards Kate Slevin. Fairly heavy collision. And Dublin managed to win the break. And with a couple of very slick hand passes, they're out of their own defence. And it's Ellen Gribben heading towards the halfway line. That strong breeze going by the flags over on the far side will be at Galway's backs in the first half. The question is, can they make it count? Roisin Baker from Nafiana just took too much out of that ball, swallowed up by 2 Galway players, Leanne Cohen and Alva Daverin, and the free is taken quickly. They're looking to release Roisin Leonard in around the back. The Currafin club woman does well, tries to pick out Slevin. Pulled on it first time, flies out by the post, and it will be a 45. It took a touch off a Dublin player on its way by, but Lucy, already a glimpse of what Slevin and Leonard are capable of.
Absolutely, when they team up, it's unbelievable what they can create. She was going soccer style there at the end, but unlucky, it just didn't work out for her in the end.
Well, Galway too good for Donegal here in round 1 last Saturday. 11 points, good enough to get the job done. Kate Slevin doing most of the heavy lifting with 6 of them. So a 45 to Galway and a chance for them to keep the pressure on inside the first couple of minutes. Roisin Leonard will take the kick. Nobody making decoy runs or looking to go short. It looks like Roisin's going to drill this as high and as hard as she can. Breeze behind her, gathered by Abby Shields. First touch for the young Dublin goalkeeper. All-Ireland medal winner in her 3rd season in the squad. Manages to get it away as far as Orla Nolan. Free again goes Galway's way. They've started with high intensity, putting a lot of pressure on the ball.
Yeah, that was a massive turnover there by Lindsay Noon inside her own 45, so they'll be delighted with that.
Galway, though, have lost possession. It's now in the arms of Ailish O'Dowd. Former Leitrim footballer, has now transferred to Dublin. Leah Caffrey manages to go short to Orla Nolan again. Plenty of options inside. One of them is Jess Tobin from Coola. But it's noticeable if a Dublin player takes that extra touch, Galway getting bodies around her very, very quickly, trying to force the turnover. Emma Deely, wearing 19, across to Roisin Baker, just inside the Galway half of the field, looking for the run of Hannah Tyrrell, but just miscued the pass, and that will be a line ball to Galway on the far side. Just in terms of matchups, Lucy, or how the teams have set up, has anything caught your eye yet?
No, not just yet, but it just goes a quick observation there is Galway is adding massive pressure as soon as Dublin get out the ball. It just shows the intent that they're going to try and play with today.
Now Ellen Gribben trying to lose a couple of defenders, shot drop short, and Alana Griffin takes it down confidently, clears her lines very quickly, and that's lovely transition from Galway. And away goes the speedy Aoife Malloy. Covers the ground so quickly. Point of attack switch now to bring Kate Slevin into the game again. A very elusive centre forward. Pops it ahead of Shauna Brennan, the wing back. Didn't really need to break stride. Sucks in a few defenders, needs support. It comes from Roisin Leonard again. Galway's forward line rotating constantly in these first 3 or 4 minutes, just trying to keep Dublin guessing as Nicola Ward from Kilkerran Clonburren gives it inside to Megan Glynn. Back in the Galway panel again this season. Dropped out last season to concentrate on her studies, now a qualified doctor, and back in the Galway starting 15. Shauna Brennan just lost her footing. She had support outside though from Brona Quinn. Now Lindsay Noon. This is good build-up play from Galway. Kate Geraghty. Alva Daverin drives for the crossbar, and Alva Daverin kicks Galway out in front. Well, it was a lovely, patient build-up. Players coming off the shoulder, and Alva Daverin into the clear and over the bar.
Yeah, Alva loves to break through there and runs coming up the middle, so she loves to get on the end of things and does pop up for a score every now and again. Great score for Galway.
So Alva Daverin from Moycullen hit a point here against Donegal last weekend. Latest scoreline from the other game in Division 1, Waterford have scored an early goal and they lead Cork by that goal to no score. Back here at Tuam Stadium, it is Galway who have opened the scoring, and after 5 minutes, Dublin looking to put something on the board themselves. Ball drilled forward by Ailish O'Dowd, plays the 1-2 in fact, looks to return the pass to Caoimhe O'Connor. Gaps appearing in the Galway defence for once, but Dublin just forced it, and the hand pass ran loose, and Charlotte Cooney will take it clear, the wing back from Clare Galway. Again, she makes an awful lot of ground very quickly. There's a lot of pace in this Galway team. Here's Charlotte Cooney again. Just looking to weigh up her options. Pressure coming on from the Dublin number 6, Danielle Lawless, All-Ireland Intermediate Club winner with St. Sylvester's. Here's an All-Ireland Senior Club medal winner. That's Nicola Ward. Back to Cooney. Player trying to make life difficult for her is Ellen Gribben. Now it's Dublin's turn just to sit in and just try and make it a little bit more difficult for Galway to break them down, Lucy.
Yeah, they've got a fair few players behind the ball. I think there's 13 behind the ball there at the moment, just inside Dublin's own half. So they like to crowd out Galway and make sure they don't get the quick ball into Kate or Roisin inside.
Well, this is what Galway will have been training for, you can be sure, over the last number of weeks and months, trying to break down this well-structured, well-organised defence that so many of the top teams now employ, including Dublin. when they're out of possession. But Galway's patience pays off here. They've managed to engineer a free for themselves. Megan Glynn has the ball in her hands. And just being ushered over towards the sideline as Roisin Leonard, I think, is going to take over from here. Well, in last year's league, Galway failed to emerge from a 4-team group. Contained Mayo and Donegal. Westmeath were in there as well. But they've given themselves a really good chance of making the playoffs with that first round win. As out comes the cornerback, Emile Gavin, to win that ball out in front. On the front foot, just like her teammates. And a chance now maybe for Galway to make something happen again. Lindsay Noon from Kilkerran-Clonberne to Shauna Brennan. Again, though, Dublin get their defence set, trying to force Galway down blind alleys. Nicola Ward forward to Kate Geraghty. They're having to be patient again to try and punch a hole in that screen. Leanne Cohn, player outside, is Charlotte Cooney. Nice little pop pass to Kate Geraghty. They're in. Megan Glynn was almost in, and that was a crucial interception by the Dublin cornerback, Jess Tobin.
Yeah, great interception there again by Dublin, and they'll be delighted to break up that Galway attack and try and get an attack up the other side.
They're looking to play now on a quick counter-attack, a fast break. It's Jennifer Dunn from Coola. She's a 3-time All-Ireland senior medal winner. Gary Owen McMahon is playing an advantage here. The Dublin midfielder was fouled. Advantage would now seem to be over as Dublin hold possession. Ailish O'Dowd across to Orla Nolan, All-Star in 2021, looking to cut inside Kate Geraghty. Support from Caoimhe O'Connor. Caoimhe, who's played in so many big matches for Dublin over the years, a key member of this inside forward line, as Ailish O'Dowd tried to pop that over the head of Leanne Cohn, but Cohn was alive to her intentions. But Galway have rushed the clearance out of their own defence, and they've given possession right back to Dublin again. Emma Deely happy to accept the invitation. That's a heavy challenge on Caoimhe O'Connor, and Dublin get the free. But both teams squandering possession quite cheaply in the first 9 minutes, Lucy.
Yeah, it's a little bit scrappy from both sides. I think they'll both take the first few minutes to try and settle down and get into the game a little bit more, and hopefully it'll open up a little bit more and the skills will come to the fore.
Well, it's still very early days in the Lidl Ladies National League, of course, and both teams yet to hit full throttle as Hannah Tyrrell eyes up the target, kicking into the breeze. And that tried and trusted free-taking technique working perfectly. Dublin level after 10 minutes here. It's taken them roughly 5 minutes to wipe out Galway's advantage. And that's a first of the day for the full forward, Hannah Tyrrell. Hit 3 points against Meath in round 1. Galway kick out, ball breaks and secured by Dublin. Orla Nolan to Ailish O'Dowd. Nolan's continued her run inside. Ailish O'Dowd instead goes to the outside. Now Leah Caffrey comes through. Caffrey driving for the crossbar, but she ran into heavy traffic in front of that Galway goal. Just too many bodies back there, and one of them is the fullback Sarah Lynch. And the Navanna Lethermore clubwoman tidies up, links with Leanne Cohn, and that's a tug on a jersey and a Galway free. But by and large, the Galway backline have answered whatever questions they've been asked so far.
Yeah, I'd say they're pretty happy starting off. 10 minutes and only a point conceded, so it's a good start.
Nicola Ward. So much of Galway's play goes through the influential midfielder. Here's an equally influential figure, Megan Glynn. She's got pace to burn. The Dublin cornerback, Roisin Baker, scampering after her. Glynn to Slevin, and Kate Slevin is up and running. Galway back in front.
Great score there by Slevin.
Well, Kate Slevin did really hit the ground running against Donegal here with half a dozen points last weekend. She is going to take watching. It looks like she's being picked up by Leah Caffrey in the opening stages here, Lucy, but Caffrey will have to get tighter.
Absolutely. If she gets an inch, she'll take a mile, so she'll definitely try to tighten up in her a little bit.
Now Dublin break very quickly through Ellen Gribben from Bridget's to Caoimhe O'Connor, tackled high by Sarah Lynch, and that is cast iron free into Dublin. they're so quick when they break out of defence. And in literally the blink of an eye, one pass, they'd opened up the Galway back line, and O'Connor again involved.
Yeah, there was a great break through the middle there, and Sarah, in fairness, she tried to do her best, but the pace and power coming through, she just had no other option.
So Caoimhe O'Connor does the spade work, and Hannah Tyrrell has this chance to level the match for the second time. And as expected, the full forward from Nafina swings it over. 2 points apiece after 12 minutes here at Tuam Stadium, and it's probably a fair enough reflection of what we've seen so far.
Absolutely, it is. Look, it's anybody's game, but it's been a good, bright start to the game so far.
Short kick out by Galway, it's broken down. Chance for Dublin, chance for Jennifer Dunn, and she's denied by a really good save from Alana Griffin. Well, at the first time, the Galway goalkeeper has been called into action, and Alana Griffin from Clare Galway equal to the shot from Jennifer Dunn. But that could have gone so horribly wrong for Galway. Dublin let them off the hook. Absolutely, great save there by Alana. She'll be delighted. She's a great goalie, and she's a lot to offer yet in her career. Another loose clearance out of the Galway defence under no pressure, and they're just inviting Dublin onto them. Again, it's Dunn who's involved in the initial build-up. Caoimhe O'Connor is trying to move into position, and she's now found by Jodie Egan. Here is O'Connor. Lays it off to Jennifer Dunn. Powerhouse midfielder. Shoots from close range, and that shot flies high and wide. So Dublin, after two really good attacks, leave with nothing. Absolutely, they had huge opportunity and just didn't capitalise on it. They'll be looking to improve. Latest scoreline from the other game we mentioned in Division 1, Waterford leading Cork 1-1 to a point. This time Galway do get their kick out away, and they do find the target. That's Shauna Brennan, wearing 7, but pops up over on that right wing. Sarah Lynch now stretches her legs for the first time out from full back. Brennan again forward towards Megan Glynn, buzzing around that Galway attack. Kate Slevin waits for the support run from Leanne Cohen. Back to Slevin once more. Galway content to hold possession and try and get their shooters on the ball. Nicola Ward by one defender and a second. Drew in a third. Ball recycled back as far as Roisin Leonard, who invites in the tackle, and Rachel Brennan has fouled the Galway full forward. That was very clever play. Absolutely, she just stepped to the side and stepped to the side. She's trying to make that little yard to get the shot away, but cute enough, she used her experience and drew the free, and she'll try and capitalise on this. Well, Galway's ball retention and their forward play in general has been very impressive in the first 15 minutes, and yet the scoreboard tells its own story. That free from Roisin Leonard puts them back in front. Dublin's defence proving quite difficult to break down, but Leonard converts the free. That is her first score of the day, actually, and after 15 minutes, Galway are back in front. Abby Shields, the Dublin goalkeeper, one of so many Dublin squad members with All-Ireland senior medals. Ailish O'Dowd looking for her first. Made her league debut against Meath in round 1. Gets another chance to impress alongside Jennifer Dunn in the Dublin engine room this afternoon. Here is Jennifer Dunn. Waits patiently for the run of Emma Deely, who gives it back to Dunn again. Orla Nolan from Ballantyre St. John's twists one way and then the other. 3 or 4 Galway defenders occupied by her, so there must be space somewhere else. Caoimhe O'Connor trying to find it. Now Jodie Egan drops the shoulder, collides with the defender, and Gary Owen McMahon felt that the forward was barging there. It's one of those ones, Lucy, it can go either way, but as we saw in round 1 in so many of the games, once you bring the ball into the tackle like that, the free tends to go against you. Absolutely, it's getting a more and more prevalent foul now at the moment. Some girls are very good at executing it, and other girls aren't great at kind of taking it, is such to say. So, yeah, it'll be an interesting one for the rest of the game. Well, that one went Galway's way. Megan Glynn, well, there you go. Dublin get the free this time. You win some, you lose some. Absolutely. Little pop pass in the centre. just in front of Jodie Egan. Releases the number 9, Eilish O'Dowd, the Nafina woman, looking to get onto that favoured right foot. Jennifer Dunn comes off her shoulder, inside to Carla Rowe. Rowe's in, Carla Rowe goes low and just wide. Well, you could see what she was thinking. She was in the moment, she was in the zone. She was looking for the bottom corner, just inches wide of Alana Griffin's goal.
She pops up at the right place at the right time, in fairness, Carla, and she was unlucky at the end.
Well, we're awaiting the first goal of the game. Of course, these two teams only managed one between them in round 1. That was scored by Carla Rowe against Meath, and she very nearly did it again. Shauna Brennan being pursued by Caoimhe O'Connor right in front of us here, in front of the stand. Dublin get the decision, and that's a big psychological moment.
Absolutely, it's a massive turnover for Dublin. So they'll look to attack, get an attack going from this one.
Waterford still making the early running against Cork. They lead 1-2 to 2 points here at Tuam Stadium. It's Galway who are ahead by the bare minimum, as Jennifer Dunn from Coola once again is the ball carrier for the Dubs. Met by Nicola Ward, shrugs her aside. Back as far as Jodie Egan made her debut back in 2020 against Galway. Eilish O'Dowd, as Dublin adopt the patient approach. O'Dowd across towards Ellen Gribben. Her second league campaign beginning this month. Now Leah Caffrey made her debut back in 2013, the experienced Dublin number 5. Well, Galway have brought back 14 players behind the ball. Everybody knows their role, everybody knows their job. Megan Glynn there just tracking the run of Orla Nolan as a little dink ball in over the top has opened them up. Chance of a goal. Caoimhe O'Connor shaves the crossbar with the equaliser. Well, Hannah Tyrrell to Caoimhe O'Connor, and all of a sudden Galway's defence was wide open, and Alana Griffin happy, relieved to see that shot graze the bar. Dublin level.
Absolutely, that was nearly like a training ground execution of a score, so great score by Dublin.
Well, it looked like Galway had that situation under control, and then all of a sudden it just took one player to switch off, and Dublin were in around the back, and Caoimhe O'Connor has just notched her first point of the game. So it's even Steven again. We're into the second quarter. Heavy challenge on Megan Glynn. I think Megan Glynn's reputation has preceded her. She's made a few of those long darting runs, and this time Dublin stopped her at source.
Absolutely, Megan loves to get a good run at any defence. Maybe that time she tried to take the ball into a tackle, but look, you win some and you lose some.
Well, Galway packing a very strong subs bench this afternoon, bolstered by the return of so many of the Kilkerran-Clonburran contingent, including the Noons and the Wards, as Roisin Leonard smacks that beautifully over the bar. Oh, that was a textbook free. You could hear the strike as soon as she made contact. It never wavered. Galway back in front, and they've just cracked the Dublin kick out as well. Abby Shields took too long, hot ball.
Great score there from Roisin. This is like a signature score for us. And this is a great little momentum turner as well now, coming off the Dublin kick out, and it's a hot ball for Galway.
Well, Galway had got their press in position before Roisin took the free, and I suppose credit where credit's due. Fiona Wynne, Magnus Brannock, and of course Evan Talty, they'll have worked on that in training.
Yeah, absolutely. They went to take the kick out quick, and Galway were switched on, and now are in position.
Here they are again. Ball won in the middle of the field by Alva Davran. She won the hot ball, she set the attack in motion, and Roisin Leonard's been fouled. Well, Galway have really upped the ante in the last few minutes. They're making themselves comfortable close to that Dublin goal, and Roisin Leonard is in the thick of it, and here she is again. Already struck 2 points from frees, and that's the handiest of them all. 3 for her, 5 for Galway. And this is actually the biggest lead they've had. They're 2 up after 21 minutes, and again they tried to put the press on, and again it works out. Abby Shields is having issues with the Dublin restarts now, as Nicola Ward links with corner forward Lindsay Noon. Back as far as Shauna Brennan. Sells a beautiful dummy, and Shauna Brennan with one of the scores of the game. Well, she sent one of the Dublin defenders to the shop there with a lovely dummy and a sweet strike, and it is double scores in Tuam.
Great dummy. I mean, you just love to see it.
Well, that's one of those ones. They look even better in slow motion. Shauna Brennan just feigned as though she was going to give the pass, stepped inside and hit it right on the sweet spot. That's now 3 in a row for Galway. 3 points in less than 3 minutes. And they have propelled themselves out in front and opened up some daylight. The biggest advantage they've had in the game. And they're building on it slowly and surely as we await Dublin's response. But right now, Dublin finding it difficult to get out of their own half. And once again, they forced the pass. Turnover for Galway, and Shauna Brennan releases Lindsay Noon. Noon being encouraged by the Galway crowd to drive on. Noon checks back, though, and has to wait for the arrival of Kate Geraghty. Dublin player down, just injured in that last passage of play. It's Leah Caffrey. Play continuing in the background. Now Gary Owen McMahon will blow the whistle and call a halt to allow Leah receive attention. Latest scoreline from the other game, Waterford 2-2 now, Cork 3 points. So Waterford have really put on the afterburners and surged ahead. Likewise here in Tuam, Lucy Hannon. Galway 3 points in 3 minutes, and it's transformed the scoreline.
Absolutely. The last couple of minutes, Galway have really decided to put the pressure on Dublin's kickouts, and their hard work is really paying off for them. They've got a couple of scores out of it. They're turning over balls. Dublin are really struggling to get out of their own defence.
Well, there could be more problems for Dublin now, because Leah Caffrey does not look comfortable at all and is just trying to, I think, catch her breath, gather her thoughts. It does, if nothing else, break Galway's momentum. But Lucy, where are Galway reaping real dividends? Where are they getting on top, do you think, that's giving them the platform to build this lead?
I think the defence is really starting from the full forward line. Every girl is switched on straight away as soon as a whistle's been blown for their kickouts. And they're turning, they're facing the ball, and they're just ready to go again. So it's definitely the defence is starting from the full forward line, and it's working the whole way out the pitch.
Well, Mick Bohan and another member of the backroom team, the team doctor, they've gone in to check on Leah Caffrey again. 3-time All-Star, 3-time All-Ireland winner, and they're giving her every chance to play on and recover, and she is going to try and battle on a little longer as Galway finally get to take that free. Nicola Ward plays the 1-2. Her confidence sky high after that All-Ireland club winning campaign with Kilkerran, Clonburren, and she just can't get on enough ball as Sarah Lynch tries to play that delivery down the line towards Charlotte Cooney. Just muscled out of it though by the Dublin midfielder Ailish O'Dowd initially. And now the ball moved clear by Jess Tobin from Coola, Dublin's left corner back. Seems like an age since Dublin have been inside the Galway half. It's been a good solid 5 minutes anyway. They've been on the back foot. They've been fighting a rear guard action. And again, Galway hunt in packs. 2 and 3 forwards there trying to hunt after the ball carrier. Alva Davern putting the squeeze on Jennifer Dunn. The Dublin number 8 here has to use all her experience to work her way out of trouble, and has no option but to go back in order to try and move Dublin forward. Ailish O'Dowd now, her midfield partner, looking to make headway on the left wing to Dunn again. Remember, Galway do have that breeze behind them, and Dublin just trying to work around it. Now they go long. They found Hannah Tyrrell. Alana Griffin's left her goal, and Alana's fouled Hannah Tyrrell on her way by, and it's a free in to Dublin. But it takes Dublin so long to work the ball into a position where they can kick to the full forward line that Galway are able to funnel bodies back and clog up those avenues of attack. And Dublin, well, they're relieved, I think, if nothing else, to win the free and give themselves a chance of putting a score on the board. You can see in the background there the flags fluttering behind the free taker. The free taker is Carla Rowe, and that is point number 4 for Dublin. And it is their first score since the 19th minute, and it stops a run of 3 in a row for Galway.
Yeah, look, I think the wind is having a massive influence in this game. Dublin are fighting a strong wind to try and get into their side to have a few pots at the goal. Well-worked score there in the end, and I suppose they probably needed it when they got it.
Shauna Brennan eating up the ground down along this left-hand side. Orla Nolan is after her, but just can't make up the ground. Brennan links with Lindsay Noon, tight to the sideline. She's got the legs on Emma Deely, but the pass to Kate Slevin just wasn't accurate enough. Misplaced. That's a heavy collision between Jess Tobin and one of the Galway forwards. Ball is in the hands of Roisin Leonard. And how did she miss from there?
Yeah, I think Roisin would be more hard on herself than anyone else. She'd have usually popped that over, but it was a bad miss.
Really was a gilt-edged chance to extend Galway's lead again. Goes a begging. And Dublin now will try and take full advantage. Ellen Gribben down the line towards Jodie Egan from Foxrock Cabinteely. Just overshot the runway though, and that allows the Galway defender Sarah Lynch in to win it back again to the unmarked Leanne Cohen. Galway's vice-captain is going to take Eilish O'Dowd for a run. Steps inside. What a lovely step that was to Megan Glynn coming off her shoulder. Glynn just runs into a couple of Dublin defenders. Well, Megan Glynn gets what she came for. But again, it's the pace of that Galway half-back, half-forward line when they break out of defence that causes Dublin so many problems. Hot ball on the 20-metre line. No clean possession. Falls towards Jess Tobin. Dublin use their goalkeeper, Abby Shields. Abby comes across her own goal. Not exactly in the manual. But Jess Tobin gets it clear, and all's well that ends well. This is Eilish O'Dowd, the former Leitrim player. Plays a 1-2 just to get herself out of trouble. And again, still going, the Dublin number 9. Now she plays the pass inside, but Hannah Turl went one way and the ball the other. And that breaks down again. Kate Geraghty, the Galway number 6, in the right place at the right time. The same could be said of Brona Quinn, who links with Alva Davern. Back to Quinn again, the right corner back from Anna Down. Nice ball, lovely ball, into the path of Kate Slevin. Nearest Dublin defender to her is Danielle Lawless. Support is a little slow in getting there, and that's why Kate Slevin has had to take an extra touch. Now manages to find the incoming, on-rushing number 8. That was Alva Davern, but she just couldn't get that ball under control. Never looked fully comfortable with it, and won back instead by Eilish O'Dowd, who brings the ball into the tackle and leaves without it. Nicola Ward it was who forced the turnover to Roisin Leonard. Galway players, quite literally there, were queuing up for it. Brennan across to Kate Geraghty. Geraghty to Megan Glynn. Dublin trying to get their defence organised. But the pressure from Galway at times has been relentless. Brennan to Glynn. Megan Glynn looking to decide whether to stick or twist. Gives a short little hand pass to Alva Davern. And Galway go right back to square one, and Shauna Brennan again telegraphs the pass, telegraphed her intention. That allowed Dublin in to win it back. Jennifer Dunn to Eilish O'Dowd. Well, this first half has lacked for nothing in terms of endeavour or industry. Sometimes, though, the end product not what it might be. A shower of rain rolls in over Tuam Stadium as another Dublin attack peters out disappointingly, and Galway get the free. And the wind and the rain at Galway's backs as we tick into the 31st minute.
That's a massive turnover from Galway there by Emily Gavin from Clare Galway. Huge turnover against probably a massive opposition in Hannah Turl, so she'll be delighted with that.
Aoife Malloy trying to take the ball clear for Galway. Nothing doing down that particular channel. Manages to go back though and retrieve the situation as the referee Gary Owen McMahon blows the half-time whistle. It's a well-deserved break for the Dublin and Galway players. They've put their heart and their soul into the first half here at Tuam Stadium, and it's Galway who lead, having played with the aid of the elements in the first half by 6 points to 4. Fully deserved lead, Lucy Hannon. But the question is it enough of an advantage turning around to face the wind in the second half? It doesn't look like it.
Yeah, it's great to go in up at half time, but like that now they have the wind, and it's a massive second half that they're going to need to come out. Dubs will have the wind, but whether they can use their advantage or not, we'll have to wait and see.
Just maybe a quick word on the messages in the dressing rooms at half time, Lucy. If you're Mick Bohan and you're in the Dublin camp, what will you be looking to address at half time?
I think for Mick and for Dublin, especially when they're going to try and get scores up on the scoreboard, their final pass in the final third of the pitch seems to be letting them down. Galway seems to be coming out on top and getting breaking balls and get bodies behind the ball. So I think they'll be trying to capitalise on the opportunities that they get and get a few scores on the board.
From a Galway point of view, Fiona Wynne, Magnus Brannock, they'll have no issues, I'm sure, with the amount of possession Galway have had, but the conversion rate probably not where it needs to be to get this job done yet.
No, definitely not. Look, it showed there in the last couple of minutes of the second half, or the first half, that it takes hard work and turn over balls and try and get a few scores on the board. So I think definitely they need to come out with loads of hard work in the second half and take the opportunities when they get them.
Well, it's half-time here in Tuam. It's also half-time between Waterford and Cork, and it's the Dacia who lead the Rebels 2-4 to 1-3. So Waterford there have started very well. They've got the job half done. It's a similar story here in Tuam for Galway. Don't go away. We'll have full second half commentary of the second half coming up shortly. But in the Lidl Ladies National League at half-time, it's Galway 6 points, Dublin 4. We'll be back in a matter of minutes.
We were told the game was over before we'd even started. We were told our bodies weren't made for it. It wasn't our time to play. We played anyway. And together we played like there was no tomorrow. And they told us that was fine. You can play. You're good enough. And thought that was good enough for us. It wasn't. We are relentless. The game isn't over until we say it's over. Until we get everything we've given everything for. Until we level the playing field.
Lidl, proud supporters of ladies Gaelic football.
You still haven't gone full Lidl. Go on, make big savings like this lot.
Pea nuggets.
Excuse me?
Don't like them pea nuggets.
Once again?
Pea nuggets. They're vegan.
Nugget?
Yeah.
I like prawns, but I heard you cook them.
Oh, there's loads of ways.
Can I microwave them?
No.
Join in and go full Lidl this year.
Did you get milk?
Shop without compromise and pay less.
And you're very welcome back to Tuam Stadium. Galway back out ahead at the start of the second half. Here come Dublin. And changes to tell you about. Two of them coming on the Galway side. And good news for Galway supporters, not so good if you're a Dublin fan. Galway are introducing the Kilkerran-Clonberan duo of Olivia Dively and Louise Ward. And the players who are making way are Shauna Brennan and Aoife Malloy. So, Lucy Hannon, what was the first thing you thought when you saw Olivia Dively and Louise Ward coming out onto the field for the second half?
Obviously, I'd be cheering them on. I'd be delighted. But for a Dublin, on a Dublin perspective, not so much two brilliant subs to bring on at half-time.
So what will they bring in particular now that will improve or should improve the Galway performance levels?
They love the running game. They love to run right down the middle and then try and get scores on the board. They'll bring loads of players into the game. Really strong, determined running down the middle.
Well, Galway's running game was quite impressive in the first half. The arrival of the Kilkerran-Clonberan All-Ireland Club winners should, in theory, make it even better as the referee, Gary Owen McMahon, gets the second half underway. No changes from what we can see on the Dublin side as they chase down a 2-point deficit and try to maintain their flying start to the Lidl Ladies National League. Here comes Olivia Dively right from the get-go, putting the pressure on the Dublin defence, stretching her legs, getting involved. One player, by the way, who's not involved in the Galway squad today is Mairead Shoiga, the Clonbur star, out injured, picked up a bang during the week and sits this one out in her absence. The likes of this lady, Louise Ward, trying to make hay. That shot is hooked high and wide. Well, the breeze is strong, it's swirling. We've got some rain mixed in there for good measure, and this time it was Galway's turn to experience it firsthand because it played havoc with that shot.
Absolutely. That just completely tailed off at the end of the shot. Louise was hoping to get on the scoreboard there from the get-go, but just didn't work out.
The conditions have deteriorated just ever so slightly during the half-time break. Very chilly afternoon here in Tuam, but a good crowd in. The majority of them cheering on Galway as that Dublin kick-out finds only Alva Davern. Good strong run. Shooting chance for Galway, blocked by a Dublin defender and cleared away by Ailish O'Dowd. This is Rachel Brennan from the St. Peregrine's club. Now Roisin Baker getting a chance to try and catch the eye of Mick Bohan. She's a former Dublin camogie player, the Dublin cornerback, as Danielle Lawless comes forward. Good purposeful run, looking to release Hannah Tyrrell in over the shoulder of Emile Gavin, the Galway cornerback. Tyrrell in possession, referee playing an advantage, none coming, so he's going to bring it back now for the free in to Dublin. Latest scoreline from Waterford and Cork, it's now Waterford 2-5, Cork 1-4. That one looks like it's going to go the distance, as does this one.
Absolutely. Good, strong, determined run there by Hannah Tyrrell at the start of the second half, and I'd say she'll be looking to pop this one over herself.
Well, it's Dublin's turn now to try and harness the wind and the intermittent rain. Target practice for Hannah Tyrrell. 3 frees for her. 5 points for Dublin. And they're back to within striking distance of Galway again in the 3rd minute of the second half. Galway just putting themselves under a little bit of pressure here. Kate Geraghty from the Tuam Cortoon Club was swallowed up by a few Dublin forwards, but gets her free. Player looking to take it quickly there was Sarah Lynch, nothing doing. Galway hold possession. They'll try and build from the back. Nicola Ward back to Alana Griffin. This is Emile Gavin from Clare Galway. Took a bounce there when another player might not have, but it's all worked out for her. Now Megan Glynn being chased by Roisin Baker. Glynn there just ignored the run of Lindsay Noon, almost used her as a screen. Now Olivia Dively, the fresh legs of the Galway substitute, drives forward. The support run comes from Lindsay Noon inside. The two clubmates combine. Galway trying to work a goal chance. It's Kate Slevin. Well, that was beautifully done by Galway. Divilly and Noon with the old 1-2, and Slevin with her second point.
Lovely tap over there by Slevin at the end to capitalise on a savage run through. Great team score.
Certainly was the ultimate team score. That move started by the goalkeeper, finished by Kate Slevin. And no surprise to see activity here on the Dublin sideline. They're about to make their first change. Number 24, Emma Strapp from Castleknock is coming in. And the player who's been taken out is number 4, Jess Tobin. That Dublin defence, in fact, it's the other cornerback, Roisin Baker, I beg your pardon. That Dublin defence, though, under quite a bit of pressure. So a change made by Mick Bohan. Nothing changing around the middle, though, as yet again Galway win possession from a Dublin kick-out and drive right down the middle. Alva Davern looked like she was in there on goal, but just took her eye off the ball. Emma Strapp from Castleknock, new to the Dublin panel this season, won a Dublin Intermediate Championship medal last season. She's in now to try and help turn the tide. Galway 2 in front, Dublin in possession. Dublin have brought in a second sub, by the way. Chloe Darby is also on, number 20, as Caoimhe O'Connor comes forward. Well, she tried to break again on the edge of the D with Galway. Their defence is just massed in ranks around that area. They're protecting the goal at all costs, Lucy.
Yeah, they're doing everything to get behind the ball, to not let Dublin get any easy scores at all. So it's obviously do or die to get behind the ball and defend with their lives.
Now it's Ellen Gribben's turn to try and break down this Galway defence. Support outside from one of the subs. It's Emma Strapp. Forward to Jennifer Dunn. Dublin play keep ball, try to recycle possession. Danielle Lawless breaks through the centre back, looking to make an angle. Here's Carla Rowe. And Carla Rowe, her fisted effort finds only Alana Griffin. Chloe Darby from Parnell's was trying to put the pressure on the keeper, but just couldn't get there in time. And instead it's cleared away as far as Galway number 15, Lindsay Noon. Out through the back door she goes to Alana Griffin. And Charlotte Cooney clears the danger. Well, it's been a frenetic start to the second half, Lucy.
Absolutely. When you see the likes of Lindsay Noon, the forward back, doing a full back and a cornerback's position and job, it just shows what Galway are about today.
Now it's a chance for Olivia Divilly again to try and make something happen. Forward to Kate Slevin. She's got Roisin Leonard inside if she needs to use her. Instead, she's going to go back to Olivia Divilly once more, and Galway will just try and settle things down a little through Megan Glynn. They're playing against the wind and the rain. They have a 2-point advantage in this repeat of the 2019 All-Ireland final. Well, the game's coming thick and fast in the Lidl Ladies National League, of course. These weeks, Galway will play Meath in round 3 next. Bank holiday Monday in Navan, while on the same day, Dublin make the long trip to Páirc Uí Rinn in Cork for round 3. So, no easy games in Division 1 this season, and very little respite either, as Galway manage to engineer a free. Waterford leading Cork 2-7 to 1-6. That second Waterford goal just giving them some breathing space. Galway have no such luxury here in Tuam, as up to this free steps Roisin Leonard, leaves it on the floor. She's an old school style free taker, beautiful striker of a football. Now can she draw this one in through the wind and the rain? Drops at the back post and out and wide. An ambitious kick, and it wasn't very far away.
No, absolutely not. Roisin is unbelievable at the kicks off the ground. She's done it for years down through different age groups, so she'll be hoping to make an improvement on that one.
Bouncing ball won by Leanne Cohn, back to Nicola Ward, and forward to Charlotte Cooney. Galway very comfortable in possession. They've done a lot of work on the training ground with Eventuality in particular, as again Nicola Ward breaks the line. Fast hands by Kate Slevin. Charlotte Cooney buffeted from one defender to another as Galway try again. Dublin's defence still set. Galway trying to use quick hands, basketball style, to open them up, but too quick, too fast, and the move breaks down. And that is Rachel Brennan, the 22-year-old Dublin full-back, who comes away with possession. But as a tactical battle, Lucy, it's intriguing now in the third quarter.
Absolutely, it's tit for tat. When you see like the Louise and Olivia Divley, Kate Slevin in there, like Dublin are really trying to get on top of that movement, but it's very, very hard, Mark.
Emma Strapp gets the ball forward to Caoimhe O'Connor from Clontarf, trying to step in off that left wing, trying to go by Aoife Malloy. Taken down and fouled, and that will be a free in to Dublin. Well, there really is no substitute for pace, and that was pure raw pace from Caoimhe O'Connor.
Absolutely. She broke through there, the Galway defence, and she drew the free, and they will be hoping to tap this over.
So the responsibility thrust onto the very broad shoulders of Carla Rowe, three-time All-Star, four-time All-Ireland winner. She's been there and done that. And this to draw Dublin to within one again. Well, there never really was any doubt. It's a one-point game. It's set up beautifully now for the last 20 minutes here in Tuam. And a certain number of questions will be answered over the next 20 minutes. Fiona Wynne and Magnus Brannock, they have their own targets and goals for Galway. Likewise, Mick Bohan for Dublin. Well, that's a short kick out from Alana Griffin that has just worked out Galway's way, but again, put themselves under unnecessary pressure initially. Good delivery out as far as Lindsay Noon. She's been very, very busy. Ball pops forward. She was looking for the run of Megan Glynn, but not on the same wavelength. On this near side of the field, Ellen Gribben is making a long bursting run, but not spotted. Instead, Dublin goes short. Rachel Brennan getting wrapped up. The Dublin fullback manages to win a free. Jess Tobin wants to take it quickly. Gary Owen McMahon here just pausing the game for a moment to allow Galway to make a change. Number 22, Chloe Miskell, will replace number 14, Roisin Leonard. Lucy, what do you make of that change?
I just think Roisin is back from a really long-term injury, so they might be just hoping to keep her fit at the moment and just break her in easily to full games.
Galway getting ready to make another change. Sophie Healy from Dunmore McHale's, a clubmate of Lucy's, is getting ready to be introduced in just a moment. First, though, Carla Rowe, the Dublin captain, trying to make some headway. Back to Caoimhe O'Connor again. A lot of movement to her right, not a whole lot ahead of her. Caoimhe O'Connor hits one of the runners with a pass. Back to Ailish O'Dowd again. Looks like she's winding up for a shot, but struggling to lose Megan Glynn. The shot is fired in by Kate Sullivan, but blocked down brilliantly just as she pulled the trigger. That Galway backline, very, very disciplined.
Yeah, brilliant back there by Lindsay Noon. She's working like an absolute Trojan.
Well, Kate Sullivan's first involvement was to have that shot at goal. Now Dublin have an injury to tend to, and now Galway make that change. It's number 20, that is Sophie Healy, for number 12, Aoife Malloy. Well, Aoife Malloy has emptied the tank. You can say that for sure for Galway. So what does Sophie Healy bring to the party, Lucy?
Look, Sophie Healy's a brilliant player. She's young, she's athletic, she's pace, she's power. She really has it all. Not that I'm a bit biased for a clubmate of mine, but she's after coming back as well from an ACL injury, so this will probably be a big year for her.
Latest scoreline from Pilltown, it is level between Waterford and Cork, 2-7 apiece. So that game is coming to the boil nicely. You could say the same about the affair here in Tuam Stadium. Galway leading Dublin by a point as we hit towards the end of the third quarter. Both management teams now running their benches, trying to deliver the match-winning moves as Kate Geraghty creeps forward for Galway. Now Lindsay Noon, and the ball in the hands of Kate Slevin. Megan Glynn. Chance here for the substitute Chloe Miskell to get her hands on the ball. She's another of the Kilkerran Clonberne brigade. Here's her clubmate Olivia Dively. And what a difference it makes to the Galway panel to have the Kilkerran Clonberne girls back, Lucy. They, most of them arriving back during the week, and most of them seeing action today.
Absolutely. Look, they've massive experience under their belt from between club and county level of all age groups, so they're a huge addition to the team.
Well, that was one of them, Lindsay Noon, who broke the line. Back to Alva Daveron, and in a flash, the Galway midfielder had her second point of the day on the board, 8-6. But the Kilkerran Clonberne influence now starting to tell.
Yeah, they're having a massive influence, so the girls will be delighted to have them back in.
11 points, good enough for Galway to beat Donegal here last Saturday. Will it be good enough for them to beat Dublin? They're at 8 already, and they're not finished yet. Another necklace of hand passes. Megan Glynn, well, every chance she gets, she takes on the defence. She runs hard and fast at the full back line in particular, and she's just drawn another free.
Yeah, I think Dublin or Galway are seeing an advantage at just running at the Dublin defence, and they're getting away with it. They're either getting through and getting shots off, or else they're drawing the frees. So they'll be delighted with how that's going. Dublin just aren't coping with it at the moment.
Well, the Dublin number 12, Ellen Gribben, she's one of the players who's been replaced. Kate Sullivan, I think, has arrived in for her as Galway miss a glorious chance to push themselves 3 in front. Kate Slevin from point-blank range. And again, it just shows how difficult and how devious that breeze is that's blowing at Dublin's backs in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, Kate Slevin, you'd nearly put her house that she popped that over, but it's just the way the wind is blowing now. You can never be so sure.
So Galway missed that chance to go 3 up, and it just gives Dublin something to work with. Great pressure by Leanne Cohen on one of the Dublin subs there, Emma Strapp. Hasn't played a whole lot of National League minutes, the Dublin number 24. Welcome to the game there by Leanne Cohen. Really good delivery to pick out Caoimhe O'Connor. She's worked so hard in the Dublin forward line. Jennifer Dunn, nice pass, sits up in front of Hannah Tyrrell, turns onto her right, shot half blocked. Galway's defence working in tandem. Here's Chloe Darby, who shoots low, but the Bohemian soccer player left her shot just too close to Alana Griffin, nothing doing, and Galway will play on the break through the substitute Olivia Dively. Covers so much ground. Charlotte Cooney. Across she goes to Kate Geraghty, Sarah Lynch, and Alva Daveron as Galway play themselves out of defence so neatly. Dublin unable to get a hand on the ball. We're in the 18th minute of the second half, and just like they did at half-time, Galway lead by 2, and they've been able to keep that advantage without having to be... without being overly stretched, really, Lucy.
Yeah, absolutely. Galway are really minding possession. They're trying to mind it as best they can, and they're carrying the ball against the wind, which is also another tough task to do, which Dublin not doing the first half, but they're doing it really well, in fairness to them, and they're all working really hard for each other.
Certainly against the elements, Galway have shown their ball skills, their ability to hold possession, as Lucy said, and now they're just challenging Dublin to take it off them. Kate Geraghty. Up the line to Lindsay Noon. Olivia Dively. Well, Galway have held the ball now for north of a minute, possibly 90 seconds, and Dublin powerless to take it back. Nicola Ward, wearing 30, but started at midfield, picks out Slevin just with the lackadaisical shot, half blocked. Break won by Megan Glynn, working so hard in close to goal. Back to Slevin once more. Here's Charlotte Cooney. Drives into the tackle and wins her free. That was some passage of play from Galway.
Absolutely, there must have been 9 or 10 passage of plays on the right-hand side of the goal. They worked it right up to the middle, and Cha, as she loves to do, coming off the shoulder for that little pop pass, and was taken down, and it should be a handy tap over here for Kate.
Waterford have retaken the lead down in Piltown. They lead by 1. Here in Tuam, a chance for Galway to go 3 up. And although she missed a free a few moments ago from a slightly tighter angle, you'd imagine Kate Slevin will have learned her lesson. Well, it would really be the perfect end to that last passage of play when Galway built phase after phase, frustrated Dublin, and Slevin pops it over, and it is 9-6.
Yeah, they deserve that score after that passage of play, if nothing else.
So, another change coming for Galway. They're sending in number 21, Tracy Leonard from Corofin. And Kate Slevin is being called ashore. What an addition she's been to the Galway forward line in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, look, she's a great bit of stuff, in fairness. She's a class player, and she's so much ahead of her. Great play again today.
So Tracy Leonard from Corofin, not a bad substitute to have to bring in at all, is on the field for Galway. 10 minutes to go, 10 and counting. Can Dublin come up with the scores they need to turn this thing around? Win behind them, they go long, looking for Hannah Tyrrell. Well defended by Emile Gavin again. Cornerback hasn't put a foot wrong. Nicola Ward. That's Kate Geraghty, and that's a free to Galway. Well, she doesn't take a backward step, Kate Geraghty, and may not have the profile of some of the other Galway players, Lucy, but what a player, what a centre-back.
She's absolutely unbelievable, in fairness. She's really come through the ranks the last couple of years, and she's made her position there at number 6, and she's a great bit of stuff.
Oh, that's a lovely ball from Lindsay Noon. Takes the return pass, and Galway are on the move again. Their movement is bamboozling that Dublin defence at times as they scramble to try and keep them out. Tracy Leonard, fresh in off the bench, hungry for scores. Lovely sidestep, a little jink, and over the bar. Total football from Galway.
Yeah, Tracy doing what she does best there, a little yard and popping it over the bar.
Well, they're very, very hard to pin down, these Galway forwards, when they're in the mood. And the subs making a big impact off the bench. Here's another one of them, Sophie Healy, the Dunmore woman. Inside to Louise Ward, and now Alva Davern. Well, it's been such a familiar pattern for long spells in this second half. Galway on the ball, in possession, holding it up at their leisure, and Dublin just unable to get it back off them.
Yeah, they're really not panicking on the ball. They're taking their time. They're trying to pick the best pass at the time and who's available, and they're working their scores, and they're really taking advantage of that possession at the moment.
Time is of the essence for Dublin now, though. They need to get the ball back. They need to put scores on the board if they're to avoid their first defeat of this campaign. Charlotte Cooney still full of running, as is Olivia Dively, the half-time substitute. Lindsay Noon. Well, Dublin's backline are all in position, but the movement again and the pace off the mark of the Galway attack has caught them out. That was Tracy Leonard initially, who showed for the first ball. That's Alva Davern, and that's a free in. And that was pure frustration, I think, on the part of Danielle Lawless.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a work rate that Galway are showing, though. They're absolutely dying for each other, and they're putting in their hands and heads where they wouldn't put their feet nearly. So, like, the work rate that they're showing for each other, and Dublin, they just don't know what to do with it. They cannot get their hands on the ball.
Tammy Quinn Corbally is in for Dublin, number 25. And the player who's making way is number 19. That's Emma Deely from Nafina. Made her league debut last weekend against Meath. Will have learned from this experience against Galway this afternoon as well. As up steps Olivia Dively, takes over the free taking in the absence of Kate Slevin. And Olivia Dively has kicked Galway into a 5-point lead, 11-6 with the finish line in sight. It's wave after wave after wave of Galway attacks now. Remember, they're playing against the wind, but their ball-carrying, running game is just too hot for Dublin to handle. Nicola Ward inside to Olivia Dively. Megan Glynn. Well, with a 5-point cushion to lean on, Galway are in no hurry to give this ball away. Alva Davern breaks for open road out here on the right-hand side to Leanne Cohen. Well, right now, Lucy, Galway have Dublin just where they want them.
Absolutely, yeah. Galway really just want to hold on to the possession. There at one stage, there's 8 players running in a row trying to hold on to the ball and options for each other. There's always an option for a Galway player, and Dublin just cannot get their hands on the ball.
Well, this, again, goes right back to the training ground. Dublin will have worked on these drills to try and get the ball back. Galway to keep possession, but for whatever reason, Dublin are just not putting enough pressure at all on the ball carrier, and just time and time again, they're being toyed with and opened up as Kate Geraghty comes down along the left-hand side. Trying to put the pressure on is Annabelle Timothy, one of the Dublin replacements. Well, this time they do manage to win the ball back. They do manage to get possession. But all the while, of course, Galway have eaten into the clock, and we're into the last 5 minutes now.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a great turnover there by Dublin. But again, it's turnover.
Oh, it's given away very cheaply, and Galway have a 3-on-2. Well, they had. Ailish O'Dowd has pulled back Megan Glynn. Gary Owen McMahon has his hand in the air, plays the advantage, and Tracy Leonard takes the point. Well, just when it seemed like Dublin were set to break out and break downfield, they just tied themselves up in knots. And Tracy Leonard with her 2nd point since coming in off the bench.
Yeah, Dublin finally got their hands on the ball, but again, Galway didn't let them out. They got 2 and 3 around the ball, turned over the ball, and Tracy tapped over another score.
Well, it's been one of those days, one of those second halves in particular for Dublin. They've been outscored by 6 points to 2 in this second half. Despite playing with the wind, it just hasn't happened for them. Carla Rowe. Galway have brought everybody back. Everybody's inside the 45. This is a chance for them to test out their defensive system. Can Dublin break them down? Jennifer Dunn. They need a goal. Leah Caffrey looking to pop it in over the top for the runner, Carla Rowe, but too crowded, too many bodies, and away come Galway. Tracy Leonard. She's been very impressive since she came in about 5 or 6 minutes ago. All the Galway subs really have made an impact. Now a chance for Galway to break. Their supporters in the stand here behind us, they want to see more. They're encouraging their players to get back down the field again. All square in Piltown between Waterford and Cork. Here in Tuam, Galway pulling away. They lead by double scores. Louise Ward, chance here for Cohen. It bounces on the line. The green flag is raised. Goal for Galway. Abby Shields cannot believe it. She got a good strong hand to the shot from Leanne Cohen, but not strong enough, and the ball bobbled agonizingly onto the goal line, over the goal line, and into the back of the net for a Galway goal. Game, set, and match to Galway.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, again, that was a typical Galway move from the way the game is going today. And they literally broke down the middle. It must have been maybe about 10 or 11 hand passes. Louise Ward passed it off into Leanne Cohen, who took a shot, who was saved, but it just dribbled in over the line. Great goal.
Well, both teams have made changes in the last couple of moments. Galway have taken out number 6, Kate Geraghty. Just trying to spot who they've brought in. Dublin have also taken off number 17.
24, Aoife Nically.
Nically.
Yeah.
So Aoife Nically on for Galway. a member of the Caltracoons club. So we're into the last minute and 15 seconds or thereabouts here at Tuam Stadium. Galway are about to chalk up their second successive win in Division 1. Dublin, well, they're about to crash to their first defeat. And Galway are going to steal all the headlines tomorrow, that's for sure. This second half display will be the talk of the ladies' football world. The return of the All-Ireland Club champions contingent from Kilkerran and Clonburn. What a difference it has made to this Galway squad. And really, Lucy, on the evidence of what we've seen in the second half, they're going to be one of the teams to beat this season. Yeah, I think there's a lot of youth and experience in this group, and I really think with the girls back in off the experience of another All-Ireland championship, it'll be a massive addition as well. Megan Glynn gets a hearty round of applause from the Galway supporters. Started today after coming in at half-time against Donegal. And I think it's safe to say Megan Glynn is back. That's for sure. She put in some effort again today, as per usual. Ellen Power from Moycullen is the player who's replaced her. Well, it's been a very sobering second half for Dublin. They have some work to do before they head to Cork on the bank holiday Monday. Galway, well, they will be in Navan in 8 days' time. They play All-Ireland champions Meath. That will be another good test for them. Just look at Olivia Dively go over on that far side. Galway trying to put some gloss on the final scoreline. Making the break inside is Ellen Power. She gets the pass, goes to ground, wins her free. Well, it's been relentless from Galway in the second half. Yeah, but it's just the pace that they're breaking through. Like, they're breaking through tackles constantly, but it's the pace and power they're going through it. In Dublin, again, they're out of answers at this point. Waterford, well, they have their noses in front, 2-9 to Cork's 2-8 down in Pilltown. No doubt about the outcome here. Olivia Dively with the signature score, you'd imagine, in this round 2 game. All eyes on Gary Owen McMahon. 10 points Galway lead by. Very, very few people would have seen this coming, I'm sure, beforehand. Everybody expecting a close encounter. It looked like it was going to play out that way in the early stages of the second half. But when Galway moved up through the gears, Dublin just couldn't live with them. Alva Davern. Oh, lovely sidestep to lose the full-back. This would be some score. Davern's shot flies across the face of goal. Well, she gave Rachel Brennan the eyes, and the rest was history. Yeah, she was very unlucky there. A typical Alva Davern move. She loves to take on the defenders again, but she was unlucky with the finish. Well, the scoreline tells its own story. Jennifer Dunn bombs it into the full forward line. In there scrapping for it is Hannah Tyrrell. She and Carla Rowe trying to keep the show on the road. They get it forward to Chloe Darby, the Parnell's player, trying to muscle her way through. Wins a free and perhaps a chance for Dublin to kick a score for morale, if nothing else. Hannah Tyrrell is the player with the ball in her hands. Galway a little slow in bringing bodies back onto the goal line, but now the reinforcements have arrived to help out Alana Griffin. Now, what will Hannah Tyrrell do from here? Will she take the point? Looks like she will. So Hannah Tyrrell knocks over just Dublin's 3rd point of the second half. It's been really, really disappointing for them. Yeah, they just didn't really seem to come out all guns blazing in the second half, and Galway did, and maybe the subs that made the difference as well, but yeah, Dublin just never really got going. Well, there goes the full-time whistle. The results done and dusted long before Gary Owen McMahon called time. It is a very, very impressive second half display from Galway that sees them power to victory here with 9 points to spare. And Lucy Hannon, as a Galway woman, you couldn't but be impressed. Look,
each player put on a savage display out there. They worked really, really hard for each other, and at the end of the day, they got the results. So they must be absolutely delighted.
If you're Fiona Wynne or Magnus Brannock or a member of the Galway management team, Lucy, what's the most pleasing thing about the performance for you?
I think they brought on, was it 6 or 7 subs in the end, maybe 1 or 2 more, and they all made a difference when they came on. So look, it just shows that they've huge depth and strength in their panel, and they'll need that as they want to probably proceed and go further throughout the year.
From a Dublin point of view, they're not going to press the panic button. They've been around the block a long time, Mick Bowen and his management team, but they've learned a lot about their squad, and they've learned a lot about where they are in terms of their progress today, haven't they?
Look, Mick is a real experienced manager. He's not going to panic today. You can see all the names that they've come through. Like always, there's a lot of young and old in that panel, so and a big personnel change. So they look to see the younger players probably in a few of the league games, hopefully stay up Division 1. Obviously, that's the main objective, and build a panel for the season ahead.
Well, they're still playing in Piltown. Waterford leading Cork 2-9 to 2-8. That final whistle will be sounding very shortly. But that's it from us here at Tuam Stadium in the Lidl Ladies National Football League Division 1. It has finished. Galway 113, Dublin 7 points. My thanks to everyone involved in today's production, and to Lucy Hannon on co-commentary for her company as well. We'll be back next weekend with more action from the Lidl Ladies National League. Until then, take care.
We were told the game was over before we'd even started. We were told our bodies weren't made for it. It wasn't our time to play. We played anyway. And together we played like there was no tomorrow. And they told us that was fine. You can play. You're good enough. And thought that was good enough for us. It wasn't. We are relentless. The game isn't over until we say it's over. Until we get everything we've given everything for. Until we level the playing field.
Lidl, proud supporters of ladies Gaelic football.
You still haven't gone full Lidl. Go on, make big savings like this lot.
Pea nuggets.
Excuse me?
Like them pea nuggets.
Once again?
Pea nuggets. They're vegan.
Nugget?
Yeah.
I like prawns, but I heard you cook them.
Oh, there's loads of ways.
Can I microwave them?
No.
Join in and go full Lidl this year.
Did you get milk?
Shop without compromise and pay less.